Title, she wanted freedom. I gave it to her, and she couldn't handle it. When Olivia first said she needed freedom, I assumed she meant a weekend getaway or some space to breathe after work. But that evening, sitting across from me at dinner, her eyes told a completely different story. They weren't weary, they were finished. She said, "Ethan, I just feel trapped. I need to find myself again." The word struck harder than I expected. I looked at her, the same woman I had built a home with, the one who used to call me her safe place. And now she wanted out. At first, I blamed myself. Maybe I'd stopped putting in the effort. Maybe I let routine smother the spark. So I gave her what she asked for. Freedom. No arguments, no pleading, just quiet acceptance. "If that's what you want, Olivia, then take it," I said. Her eyes flickered, probably anticipating resistance, but I had none to give. The first few days felt strange. She stayed at her sister's, taking time to think. I'd see her post on social media, coffee selfies, girls' nights, captions about new beginnings. She looked free, yes, but also restless. Still, I stayed silent. A friend told me I was insane for letting her go so easily, but I wasn't letting her go. I was letting her see. Weeks passed, and the silence in the house grew heavy. I started filling it with new routines, morning runs, evening walks, even cooking. I discovered that peace isn't as loud as love, but it's steady. Then one night, my phone buzzed. It was Olivia. "Can we talk?" She came over the next evening, looking different, tired, confused. The confident glow she showed online had dimmed. She noticed small changes in the house. New curtains, organized shelves, my calm presence. "You've changed," she said softly. I smiled. "You asked for freedom, Olivia. I gave it to both of us." For the first time, she had no response. Olivia sat on the couch like a stranger visiting a memory. Her gaze drifted to the framed photo on the shelf. Our wedding day, the one where she insisted we both smile wide, even though it had started raining. She used to say it represented us, imperfect, but together. Now, she couldn't even meet it for long. "I thought being free would make me feel alive again," she whispered. "But it's exhausting, Ethan. Everyone I meet feels temporary. Everything I do feels empty." I stayed silent. There was a time I would have reached for her hand, tried to fix everything, but I had learned something in her absence. You can't fix someone determined to break away. "You seem so calm," she continued. "Don't you miss me?" I studied her for a long moment. "Of course I do. But I also realized that loving someone shouldn't mean losing yourself in the process. When you left, I found a version of myself I didn't know existed, one that doesn't beg to be enough." Her eyes softened, and for the first time in months, she looked uncertain. "I thought you'd fight for me, Ethan," she whispered. I smiled faintly. "You wanted freedom. Live. Fighting you for it would have been selfish. I loved you enough to let you go." She blinked rapidly, swallowing her guilt. The silence that followed wasn't hostile. It was heavy with everything we hadn't said when it mattered most. Over the next few days, she started appearing more often, bringing back things she had taken, sometimes cooking dinner, pretending she was just checking in, but it was easy to see what was happening. She missed the stability she had once called boring. One evening, I came home to find her on the porch wearing a hoodie I thought she had taken by accident. "Can I stay for dinner?" she asked. I nodded. As we ate, she said, "You become someone I can't read anymore." "That's because you stopped reading too soon," I replied. For a moment, she smiled, tinged with sadness, the look of someone finally grasping the cost of what she had asked for. Weeks passed, and her visits became more frequent, each with a casual excuse. "I was in the neighborhood. Thought you might need help with dinner. Still keep that old record player running?" Small, harmless gestures, but I could see the truth. She was chasing the calm she had traded for chaos. One evening, she admitted it plainly. "I thought freedom meant doing whatever I wanted. But it turns out freedom without love feels like being lost without a map." Her voice trembled as she spoke the truth she had hidden from herself. I leaned back, steady. "Freedom was never the problem, Olivia. It was how you defined it. You wanted to escape responsibility, not discover yourself." She looked down, ashamed. I made you the villain in my head, so I could justify leaving. I told everyone you were controlling, boring, but you were just steady, and I didn't know how to appreciate that. I said nothing. Not anger, just clarity. Once someone breaks you, their apology can't rebuild what existed before. That night, she lingered longer than usual, walking to the house as if memorizing it. You redecorated, she said softly, touching the new curtains. Yeah, I replied. I needed a fresh start. She turned to me, tears glistening. Does that new start include me? The question hung in the air. I could have said yes, let nostalgia rewrite history, but I had learned the difference between missing someone and needing them back. I stood and opened the door. Olivia, I said gently, you asked for freedom and I gave it, but you forgot it freed me too. Her lip quivered. She nodded. No drama. No goodbye scene. Just quiet surrender to reality she had shaped herself. As she stepped out, I looked around the house. Same walls, same air, yet everything felt lighter. Sometimes love isn't about holding on. It's about letting peace take its place. That night, for the first time in a long while, I slept without wondering what I could have done differently. Some lessons don't come from loss. They come from finally accepting that you deserve better all along.